A very good afternoon to all. Today we have with us a young change maker and entrepreneur, Nav Agarwal. Nav is an eighth grader who is the co-founder of One Step Greener. One Step Greener is an organization that started in February 2018 and works on waste management, recycling, and plantations. It strives towards a zero waste future and creates employment for rag pickers to move to the formal sector, ensuring that they work safely with dignity and gain financial literacy. Apart from this, Nav has also been the recipient of many national and international awards. He is the first Asian to win the Children's Climate Prize 2019 in Sweden and was also a jury member for the Young Change Leaders Contest. We welcome him to share his journey with us today and take him as a source of inspiration.
Hello everyone. As Tuti said, my name is Nav Agarwal and I'm the co-founder of One Step Greener. So One Step Greener initially started in September 2017, and me and my brother were, always really concerned about the environment. We used to go for national parks, for holidays instead of going somewhere else to cities. We used to go to national parks and see birds and animals. And, we always wanted to do something for the environment. So in September 2017, there was a landfill. A landfill is basically a place where your waste, they're getting, so a lot of trucks who have waste in them, they basically pile up the waste in a given land and they grow really big like a mountain, and they're called landfills. So there's a landfill called the Ghazipur landfill, and it's almost as big as the Qutub Minar right now. And in 2017, it actually caught on fire, collapsed, and killed 3 people. So that's when we made the connection of, the waste, the trash is getting burned, so there's pollution. And on top of that, there are a lot of other people who are also in that informal waste sector. So that's when we really got the idea of One Step Greener. Oh, yeah. So what happens today? Around only 26% of the paper is recycled. This is only for the paper right now, and paper is one of the most easily recyclable materials. So basically what happens is you have a lot of these people who will say, okay, give us your paper for this rate and we're going to recycle it. Normally what they do is they sell it to the bag and shoe industries, which are the industries which actually pay the highest price. So instead of sending it to PCB certificate recyclers, they're sending it to these bag and shoe industries where they're charging so much for the paper, but they're really not doing anything. They're just reusing it. And when you reuse the paper, the lifespan does go less. So, and if you send it to a PCB recycler, the whole lifespan, it basically starts from the start. So this is what's happening right now in India. And, a lot of the many plastics categories, one second, sorry. I'm having a bit of a trouble. Okay, yeah. So many plastic categories don't get collected and are left to be dumped. So this is normally your shampoos and other things because they have residue inside of them, and a lot of people can't collect them or recycle them. So around more than 12,500 metric tons of garbage is produced daily in Delhi. That's a lot and a lot of waste. So this is the informal sector. Rag pickers, what they do is that these rag pickers at landfills, and they're picking out their waste individually. So, they have all of your waste, your wet waste, your dry waste, everything you have in your dustbin gets to the landfills. And these people are cleaning them with their hands. There's e-waste, there's broken glass, and they're literally segregating it with their hands. And this is really injurious to their health, and because of this, obviously they can't find all recyclables, and obviously they can't even pick up e-waste because it's really dangerous for them and it's really critical to be recycled. So these are the laws associated, and these are actually the government implemented them in 2018, but till now the government really hasn't forced it or hasn't, if they see someone unsegregating, they aren't charging them 200 rupees. So these are just the bylaws which say that you have to segregate your waste or there will be a penalty. So this is a one-step cleaner way. First thing is you need your dry waste to be responsibly recycled. Your organic waste, which is all your kitchen waste, everything which comes out of your kitchens, your eggs, your banana peels, your greens, your fish, they're all your organic waste. Even your leaves can be put under the category of organic waste. And the reject waste is normally the hazardous waste, which is all of your medicals and things. And those things normally have to get incinerated. Other than that, you can't really recycle it. And that's less than 20%. So this is our model. So the first thing we do is we communicate to residents, to people. And after that, we teach them how to segregate at source, how to segregate your waste. So we have different categories and how do you actually put them and segregate them. Then we have training sessions, where we include the staff of your home to teach them how we segregate the waste. And after that, you can sign up for our pickups, where we'll come to your home, we'll pick up your waste, and according to the amount of waste you give us, we'll actually pay you for the waste. So that becomes an incentive for people to recycle their waste and to segregate their waste, because a lot of people I've seen, and we're operating in 13 colonies right now, and a lot of them actually really want the money. They're doing this initiative not because it's good for the environment, because they're getting a source of income.
Amazon पे देखो ना स्कीम्स चल रही है, ग्रेट इन्वेस्टेबल में फ्री स्क्रीन चेंज काफी ब्रांड्स की चल रही है. बंद करके ना लीव कर दे इसको. नहीं कर सकते.
Nav, please unmute yourself. Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. So we have pickups over 1,500 homes and 13 colonies. So this is the guide which I'm going to teach you guys how to segregate your waste. So as I said, to segregate your waste, the first thing is that you can't keep any mixed waste. You can't mix your organic, you can't mix your dry waste. They have to be separately kept. So there are three types of waste. I already explained. So the wet waste is, so the dry waste is paper, cardboard, plastic bottles, pipes. You have glass bottles, wood, plastic wrappers, multi-layer packaging, metal objects, aluminium cans, food containers, Tetra Pak, paperboard, even e-waste we collect. So the thing is that what you have to do for paper, cardboard, plastic bags, plastic bottles, and pipes. The thing is, you can contain it in, say, a cardboard box, or you can keep it on the side. You should remember that it should be clean, because the people who are going to be picking it up, we don't want any chemicals or anything leaking out. So we collect glass bottles, wood. So for these, you can keep we also provide a bag where you can keep these things, because you can't really pick them up by hand. So we have a dumping system. So we collect all e-waste as well. Your IT equipment, computers, mobile phones, laptops, printers, your thermoses. We collect your cameras. So all of this is your e-waste. It would be better if we can separate your batteries if they're battery, like if it's running with batteries, if you could remove the batteries and keep them. So these are the steps. First thing is that you have to wash the glass, the plastic bottles of oil, juice, shampoo, plastic, because if the residue is inside, the recyclers won't take the particular product and it won't get recycled. So you should thoroughly wash your plastic containers. So step 3 is that you empty all your plastic grocery bags, wraps of bread, zipper bags, chocolate biscuits, and all of your wraps. And what you have to do is you have to keep them. Normally, we like it if you could flatten it out and keep it. And if you could wash and dry it, that would be really good, because then the recyclability of that material increases a lot. So step 4 is all of your empty cardboards and all, if you could stack them up, and if you could tear the hardcover of books and things and keep them, then we can take it up for recycling. You can stack your magazines, your stories, your books all in one place. So then we can come and pick it up for you, or any other service. So then in a dry bin, you can collect also office paper, basically all of your rough work, all of those papers which you don't need after a point of time. You can just you can store it, like it would be better if you keep it flat, but even if it's shredded, it would be fine with us. We take shredded paper as well. And you can just keep it together and we'll take it. And remember to keep it in a dry place, because if there's moisture on it, the recyclability of the material really reduces. You should keep your e-waste in a covered box in a dry place away from children and pets, because it's really hazardous, because some children and pets can touch the e-waste and it has a lot of other chemicals which are bad. And as I said earlier, you should remove all your batteries from electronics before storing it. So we've had a lot of other projects also. We've had public park cleanups. Then we've transformed many public parks from complete plastic. It was filled with plastic to a clean place. Till now, we've recycled over 100,000 kgs of waste just in the past 2 years with 1,500 homes, and that's equivalent to 3,159 trees for 14 lakh liters of water, and enough energy to power 82,000 homes for a whole day, and around 92,000 sequestered pounds of carbon. So if you add up all of the amount of carbon that these countries produce, it's around 11,000 pounds. And that's actually 89,000 pounds of carbon still left out of what we have saved. So we could cover all of those countries. So this is our tree plantation project of 1,000 trees in VASANT. And what we did was we actually planted trees in a Miyawaki style forest, which is a type of forest where we plant trees close to each other. And what happens is that the biodiversity really increases in that particular spot. So these were the 250 trees we planted last year, and all of them have had 100% survival rate. And what we do is, we take care of the trees for 3 years. That means the watering, getting the malis to clean up there, to put barriers around it if there's a storm, put bamboo. All of those factors we do weigh in. And till now, this year we also did 750 more trees. So we've run around 1,000 trees in VASANT. So how can you help us? So first thing is first, you can sign up for our products. You can become area leads. So what area leads are, basically, if you don't operate in your particular colony, what you can do is that you can contact us and say, hey, we want to become area lead of this particular colony. So then what we will do is that first thing is first, you need to get 20 people, 20 homes to sign up for in that particular colony, because getting the truck all the way there and picking up the waste, it doesn't really make sense, and we won't be able to operate. Second thing is you can sponsor and donate, so we can improve our model as well as plant more trees. And one of the best things you can do is you can volunteer with us. So these are the ways you can contact us. The phone number of One Step Greener is 8744901010. And if you want to become area leads, become volunteers, you can email us or message us on Facebook or Instagram. So if you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer them.
So now, I'm Cheryl. This was truly inspirational. It's quite amazing that you're in year 8 now, right?
Yeah.
And you started this 3 years ago. So to have started such an initiative that young and to actually have this much of success rate, it's quite incredible. I do have one question, and this is something new for me, which I learned from you, was about the quality of recycle and reuse. What you shared when paper is collected and they are sent to shoe industry, and so when we sometimes we actually use paper bags. Sorry, use papers to make paper bags, and we do this as as a way to sort of recycle, reuse. Is that a good thing to sort of?
Yeah, so I think it is very good to reuse, but over there, the kabadi walas were either saying that they were going to recycle it, but when they were actually reusing it, so it is really good to reuse your waste. But if you had an option of recycling it, that would be way better because the lifespan of the product starts over again.
All right, thank you. Now,
Any more questions?
Yeah, I've got a question. How do you balance these things with school?
So that's a very good question. So what we do is, obviously operating at 13 colonies is really hard to just manage by yourself. So that's why we have a group of kid volunteers, and my brother's also working with me. So we always divide our work and we give each volunteer what they need to do for the day. I normally spend around, it depends on how much time I spend on one step cleaner each day. It depends on, say, if the client is not happy with our service, or if something's happened to the truck, or if you want to go on to another colony, if I have to make some Instagram posts or Facebook posts. So it's really I think the best way I could actually balance this was with the volunteers, and they really do help me out. So.
I have another question. Now, this is about actually your business model. So, how did you develop this business model, and who helped you?
So what happened was, first what me and VIHAR did, my brother, we actually thought how can we reduce this, and we looked at Sweden, we looked at other countries who were doing this, and we found out that their system was very similar to what we've adopted right now, but we obviously had to change it according to India, because there's the mindset which you need to change, that if it's out of your waist, it's out of your mind. We really had to change that mindset also. So this business model, it actually, a lot of it came through trial and error also, but we developed it through researching and trial and error also.
Thank you. Now,
You're welcome.
I wanted to ask, what gave you that push to actually go and do it? Because like a lot of the times when I sit here at home, I'm like, I can always do it tomorrow. Why do it right now?
So the thing is that as I said, my brother's actually asthmatic, and obviously seeing him in the nurse room, like a lot of times getting calls saying that your brother's really unwell, he's in the hospital right now, because he's asthmatic. So after, I think there was such an incident right before the Gazipur landfill, which had actually caught on fire, and we were like, yeah, we really need to do something. We really need to do something, and we found out that more than 30% of Delhi's air pollution is directly contributed by waste. So that really gave me the push, and him the push, that we really need to change what's happening right now in Delhi.
Thank you, Nav.
You're welcome.
Any other questions, anybody?
Hi, Nav. I have a question which is very similar to what Lavanya asked. So, we have three branches at the Ardee School, and you've been joined by students from Goa and Gurugram, and of course, from New Friends Colony. And it's wonderful that at such a young age you're taking up such a wonderful initiative. But what I wanted to know was that there has to be one extra feeling. You, of course, had to look after your the well-being of your brother. But what message would you give to our young children? Where they all want to contribute some way or the other, but what can just kind of move them into doing it?
So what I would say is just think for 45 minutes or 1 hour. Think about a thing which you're actually passionate about. Say if you're passionate about people in the streets who are going hungry. Say anything which you're really passionate about, and then look at people or look at countries who don't have that problem, and try to find out why they don't have that problem, and then you can you can actually try to do those things. And if you can, obviously, if you don't know how to do those things, sorry so you can just see other people who are doing it like that, or even if it's a problem which no one's done, you can always think about what you should do, and ask your parents, ask someone you look up to about what you should do. And I think you should just go for it. Don't think about anyone else. Don't think about what they're saying. Don't think about if they're saying that you're too young, you can't do anything, who will give you the money. Don't think about any of those things. Just go for it. Go right ahead in it. And if you fail, you fail, but then always come back up and always start again.
Yes, I think that's very good advice, and I think the key word is passion, because you must do something what your heart really feels strongly about. Thank you so much, Nav.
Welcome.
Hello, Nav. This is Vibha here. Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see.
And once a teacher, always a teacher. So my question to you would be, what are the three things which you want our students to remember? You have spoken so well. We are very impressed by your work. But the three steps, not everybody can think like you. Let's accept it. But if you have to tell them three steps instead of one step, just tell them three steps which we can all adopt in our homes. That would be fantastic.
So 3 steps to segregate your waste?
Any three steps,
Or
yes. Segregate the waste, how we can make our environment safer. Any three things, three key messages which you would like us to remember.
That's a very hard question.
Sorry for that. Anything which comes to your mind, which is easy to do also. Not everybody can plant like you have planned, but we can all contribute. You know that.
Yeah. So the first thing I would like to tell all of you is that, segregating your waste. So always keep your waste segregated, and look for recyclers. Even if you're not operating in your colony, you can always become an area lead. And if you can't get 20 homes, you can always contact, recyclers. You can search on Safari or something and search recyclers who come to this particular place wherever you're situated. And then when you segregate your waste, you can then send it to those particular recyclers. And I'm pretty sure in Goa also there should be a recycler, a person who's coming to your home and pick up your waste. But if there isn't, we might just do it. We might just start in the Goa. Second message I would like to tell you guys is that you should always be you should think of your actions before doing them. So say if you're taking a shower for say 2 to 3 minutes, instead of taking it for 2 to 3 minutes, you could just maybe, like, I'm pretty sure your teachers have also told you, take a shower with a bucket, or don't take a 2-3 minute shower, take like a 1 minute shower, because even those small steps make a big difference.
Thank you, Nav. That's a very practical advice. And I think both the things all of us can follow. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now, is Vihan your brother?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
Hi, Vihan. So,
Hi. Sorry,
Vihan,
for being late. I had school.
I was sharing we were all sharing with now how it's an incredible thing to hear the initiative that both of you have taken. While Nav have shared his inspiration, what motivated you? It be apart from your the asthmatic condition, what else drove you to this initiative?
I think he went to the waiting room. I'll admit it. Yeah, he's
I
here.
got disconnected from the meeting. Sorry. I couldn't fully hear your question.
Apart from your asthmatic condition, what other things continue to motivate you towards this drive?
I think one, of course, was my asthmatic condition. But of course, other than that, generally me and Nav are very passionate about the environment, right? We go to wildlife parks. We went throughout our childhood. Whenever we got a chance to go to a holiday, it wasn't Disneyland. It was going to the forest in our backyard or going to another forest that we could find, right? So there was always that passion that we want to do something for the environment. And we've always wanted to do something. So that means that once we got this opportunity to do something, that's just pushing us to it. Also, for me personally, I don't want Nav, and I don't want my, other generations, and particularly Nav, because I see him in my life, right? I don't want him to grow up in a world where, and go through the problems I did with asthma as well, right? So, a lot of that also comes into play when we talk about my motivation. Now, of course, it's the tremendous impact that we've been able to create with just small steps that we've been able to do. So that tremendous impact also further motivates you. Like, if I've done this, if we've been able to do this in 2 years, then in the next 5 to 10 years, how much more can we do? And, from that perspective.
I have actually one more question from both of you. At Ardee School, we have, throughout the year, we have been engaged with taking green steps or trying to figure out sustainable strategies and adopting sustainable strategies. Are you there now?
Yes, I'm here.
Sorry, okay, there was suddenly blank, sorry. And one of the things that I've actually noticed from our students, and not only from our students, from children of your age group is, well, why should we do that? People make fun of us. Nobody listens to us. We are so young. And is it possible that both of you face such reactions from people around you? And if you did, how did you face those reactions? And
So, I think, yeah, a lot of people actually, said that you can't do it, you're too young. How will you manage it with school? School is more important, academics are more important, getting into college is more important. Why are you wasting your time on this? Someone else will do it. You're too young anyways. How can you do it? So, obviously we face a lot of those challenges. So I think the most challenges of saying you're too young actually started in the starting, when we didn't have the proper model and we were trying to get people, because it's a thing for people also to put their time into something. And we had to really convince them that even if they're children, you can put your time into us, and you should segregate your waste. So the way we overcame all of those things were with facts, and with facts, and we were actually showing them that we have a transparent process. You can see it for yourself, that it can run on its own. And the thing is, the best way to overcome them is with facts and with complete perseverance.
I think Nav touched upon it beautifully, but just in extension, I think, the only limits that you have are the limits you put for yourself. And I really believe in that. So I think for both of us, obviously people will try to hold you back. Obviously you yourself will try to hold yourself back. But when you find something that you're passionate about or explore different things, like before One Step Greener, I did a myriad of different things trying to find my purpose. So like I did debating, I did MUNs, I did, academic competitions, I volunteered for Save the Children's and so many other things trying to find my passion, right? And once I did, I think, what anyone else says to you doesn't matter. Also, I think Nav forgot to mention this. If Ardee School becomes a part of One Step Greener, right? At least the Gurgaon and the Friends Colony branches, then there's a very practical way children see. So like we've started in our own schools in Shriram, and what feedback we've got is that one thing is to tell people about it, like through this call, and the second is, and most important way someone learns is through practical experience. And that's how we learned as well. We learned through segregating our waste by hand in our own rooms, right? So, that's just something that, would help a lot.
I think Pratha has a question. Pratha, your hand is up.
Yeah, so I just wanted to ask, as you said, you were passionate from when you were very young to do this. When did you think you were ready to act on it, to start?
I think the shortest answer to that is we didn't know we are ready. We still don't think we're ready. So it's just doing it. It's getting your feet into the water, even if you don't know if it's hot or cold, right? It's just doing it. And we started segregating in our own rooms, right? I think Nav talked about that as well. It's just start to do it. And, if you think about it too much, then you'll find a million excuses not to do it. So it's just to do it. There's no other advice there.
Thank you.
Yes, Kavya.
I have a question.
Ananya?
Yeah. So, during this pandemic, we all have been sort of stuck at home, and it's very hard for us to venture out. And so I was also very passionate. I'm very passionate about the environment, and I have planted some trees in our colony. So, but going out in this pandemic is very, we can't really do that. So what can we do, maybe sitting at home or with as less exposure to the outside world, but still help save the environment and become eco-friendly.
Nav, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Guys, do we have any other questions? Yeah.
Can I just answer that question then? So basically, I think we have our own volunteer program, which is completely online at this point, where you don't have to step out of your home. You can help us create, fundraisers. You can help us reach more people by sending emails and sending messages, and there's so many things you can do with us online as well as with other organizations. But if I think Nav's given the contact details already. If you reach out to us, we'll be able to find, help you whatever you're passionate about. If you're passionate about designing things or making artwork, then we can, create manuals that we have, like for example, with composting, and we can create that for schools or, children's books that we're trying to write to encourage people to segregate their waste. So, when there's so many opportunities anyways, you don't have to go outside, you don't have to plant trees, you can help in your own way, which then, like for us, we've built a team already, and we were fortunate enough to have the time to build a team. And, with your help, we can then use that to do tree plantations, and we can then do more recycling. So I think that's one great way. And Nav, you like that?
So another way you could really do something while you're at home is, even if you can't go and do something, you can always try to find out more about, say, a particular problem and come up with your plan. Come up with how you can, how you can start, say, how you can spread awareness for a particular thing. And you don't really need to go outside to spread awareness. You can spread awareness through WhatsApp messages, Instagrams. You have social media for that. You can ask your parents too. So I think you can also do a great deal for the environment if you just spread awareness.
Thank you.
Guys, do we have any other questions?
I have a question.
Yeah.
How to reach out to our neighbors and all?
So the way you can reach out to your neighbors is, I think most colonies that I'm aware of have, basically, you can ask your parents. You can ask your parents to, your parents might know the neighbors, and if they don't, your parents will probably have the numbers of the RWA, which is the person who's the head of the colony, and you can ask that person for the list of phone numbers of everybody in that particular colony, and you can call them or message them if they're your neighbors, or you can, so I guess that's the way you can do it right now in the pandemic, though.
So
Because you can't really go door to door.
Anyone else who has a question? Okay, guys, I would just like to say it was really wonderful having you guys here. It is absolutely a pleasure to know how we have such inspired people in our world. Obviously, all of us know that there are things that are going around in our environment, but the fact that you choose to bring about such a big change at such young ages is truly inspiring, I think, for the whole student body. And I think this talk has really inspired all of us to bring about that small change in our specific communities sitting at home. So thank you so much for taking out time to be here with us and for sharing such your stories with such passion. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for giving us this platform where we can speak and spread awareness about our NGO.
It was really a pleasure having you both with us here today at the Ardee School. And I hope all our students now are all geared up and will volunteer to help you take this a step forward in whichever best way we can. Thank you.
Thank
you. Now I'm sure you're going to be swamped with requests from Ardee students, especially from New Friends Colony, because they are very keen to start. They've been doing little bits of CSR, but I'm sure, like after your talk, and you made it sound so easy. And I'm sure they're all going to get in touch with you and ask for your how they can kind of help you with your initiatives.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.